Shall we start with the animal kingdom today? So with this, we'll be done with this unit, and we can have the uh, test next week, quick oral test. Okay, or if you're not interested in test, we can go to the next unit. You can tell me after this class. Now we will get started. Okay. Can you all see this?
Yes, madam.
Yeah, okay. All right. Now, animal kingdom. So, first of all, what do you know about animals? I mean, we saw about plants and their predation last week. Now,
It looks
animals.
like my first standard class. Thank you.
Yeah. We start from the small organism and then unicellular organism to a well developed um, uh, higher animal, higher degree animal. Now, these animals are multicellular and heterotrophic organisms without cell wall and chlorophyll. So, cell wall and chlorophyll are not present, those are present in the plants. Now, the animal kingdom is divided into 11 major phyla. Phylum is singular, phyla. Now, first one is Porifera, Cnidaria, Ctenophora, Platyhelminthes, Aschelminthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Hemichordata, and Chordata. And we will be reading a sub group in this also, Chordata. Okay, all right. You want to see it once again, or is okay? Shall we move on? Because it's a very big chapter. I want to finish this today. So if you have any questions anywhere you want to stop me, please raise your hands or just message me. I won't be able to see you when I'm sharing the document. I mean the PowerPoint presentation. Okay. All right. What is the basis of classification? Like how, on what basis we classify all these animals? There are different phyla. So how it is classified? So that is level of organization. That is organization is whether there is only cellular organization is there, tissue level organization is there, then organ level organization is there. What level of organization inside that organism is there? Depending on that, there is a classification. And then body symmetry. Symmetry, you would have read even in maths. Symmetry is bilateral symmetry or radial symmetry. So which one of these symmetries the organism exhibit? And then germinal, there is embryonic layers. That is it triploblastic or diploblastic? And then coelom, that is the body cavity. Actually, a well-developed organism or a higher animal, higher order animals, they will have a coelom, that is chordata, or even particularly one or two levels only, they don't have a proper coelom. There are three types of coelom. We will go into that a little later. So this coelom is a bad body cavity, and in that cavity there is a coelom fluid is there. This helps in avoiding friction between the organs present in the body. All right. Metamerism, that is a segmentation, and notochord. So these are the basis of classification in general. Now we will see one by one. So first one is a level of organization. So you can see cellular level of organization, tissue level of organization, organ level of organization, and organ system level of organization. 4 types of organization you can see among these animals. Now, first one, the lowest level is the cellular level of organization. That is You can see this type of level of organization in sponges. They have, arranged as loose cell aggregates. And the tissue level of organization you can see in jellyfish kind of organisms. That is, porifera has cellular level of organization. Cnidaria and ctenophores have tissue level of organization, and organ level of organization have higher animals, that is platyhelminthes to chordates. All of them have this organ level of organization. An organ system level of organization have only few, that is only present in the higher mammals. Sorry, higher animals. Now, level of organization again, another thing we have to see is the organ system of different animals show complexities. Okay, what are the organ systems present? Digestive system. The digestive system, if you take some organisms, it's incomplete and some it's complete. What do you say when do you say the digestive system is incomplete? It has only a single opening that acts as both mouth and anus. That is Cnidaria and Platyhelminthes. So in these two phyla, you can see the digestive system to be incomplete. They don't have a proper digestive system. Complete has two openings, that is mouth and anus. Both are present for taking the food and then excreting it. Then circulatory system has again two types, open and closed. Closed, the blood vessels and everything will be there. Open, the fluid will be there in the cavity. Then symmetry. It is arrangement of a similar body parts on two sides. See, when you cut the body of the animal to axis, you should get exactly two. It should be divided into two similar parts. So some exhibit symmetry and some don't exhibit symmetry. Like for example, if you take sponges, that is a cellular level organization, that those animals, they are asymmetrical. That is, they don't exhibit symmetry at all. The body cannot be divided into two similar parts. That is most poriferans and snails, etc. Snails don't come in the porifera, but still they don't exhibit symmetry. And symmetrical animals exhibit, can be divided into two similar parts, like through a axis. Okay. And then radial symmetry. What is a radial symmetry? Two types of symmetry. Radial symmetry is body can be divided into two equal halves by any plane along the central axis. Oral, aboral axis. Oral is the mouth. Aboral is something opposite to the oral part. It can be anus or it can be somewhere near the anus. Okay. Some poriferans, cnidarians, ctenophores, and echinoderms in adult. The young, not so very developed echinoderms or exhibit bilateral symmetry, that is in the larval stage. So once they cross the larval stage, when they become the adult, they exhibit only radial symmetry. All right, bilateral symmetry, it can be divided only into two equal halves. Here the body can be divided into left and right halves in only one plane. So that is the bilateral symmetry. Example, the platyhelminthes to chordata, except adult echinodermata. Echinodermata, once they develop into adult, that is from the larval stage, it becomes radial symmetry. It becomes difficult to give bilateral. It can be divided, it exhibits radial symmetry. Okay. A body of bilaterally symmetrical animal has what? A dorsal upper side, a ventral lower side, that is the lower and dorsal. You can see the upper side, what we see, that is, if you take a lizard, when we see, what we see is a dorsal, and Ventral is what we can't see. It's facing the other side. And left and right lateral sides, two left and right lateral sides, anterior and posterior. Anterior is cephalic side, and posterior is the anal or tail side. So these things will be present for animals which has bilateral symmetry. Now, germinal layers. There are layers of embryo from which all body organs are formed. Based on the number of germ layers, animals are of two types, diploblastic and triploblastic. Diploblastic does not have mesoderm, that is the middle layer, and triploblastic has ectoderm, mesoderm, and endoderm. Um, they have the diploblastic animals have something called a mesoglia. You can see in the picture mesoglia. This is a non-living substance. It's like a sponge-like non-living substance. It exists in between the two layers. Okay, it's illustrated in this diagram. You can see diploblastic has ectoderm, and then innermost is endoderm, and the middle portion is mesoglia. That is a non-living layer. Triploblastic has three layers: ectoderm outer part, endoderm inner part, and middle part is a mesoderm. Now, two germinal layer, outer ectoderm, inner endoderm, in between two these layers, an undifferentiated jelly-like layer called mesoglia is present. That is present in Cnidaria and Ctenophora. And the three germinal layer is present in Platyhelminthes to Chordata, all the phylum. Okay, coelom, that is the body cavity. It is a cavity lined by mesoderm. It is seen between body wall and gut wall. The coelom separates the muscles of gut and body wall. Based on the nature of coelom, animals are of three types: acoelomate, pseudocoelomate, and coelomate. Acoelomate are the ones which has coelom, that is the body cavity, and I'm sorry, children. Acoelomate are the ones which don't have body cavity. Pseudocoelomate has something similar to a body cavity, but actually it is not body cavity. Coelomate are the true coelom possessing animals. Acoelomate or no coelom. The space between the body wall and the digestive cavity is filled with matrix called parenchyma. That is porifera to Platyhelminthes. They don't have a coelom. So this in between the cavity, in between the body wall and the digestive cavity, it's filled with a matrix called parenchyma. Then pseudocoelomate, it is called the false coelom. Here the body cavity is not lined by mesoderm. The mesoderm is scattered pouches. There is Aschelminthes. So in that phyla, it is like that. Coelomate or the true coelom. Here coelom arises from the mesoderm. Coelom is lined by peritoneal layer and filled with coelomic fluid. The the peritoneal layer acts as a boundary, and inside the coelomic fluid, it reduces the friction between the organs, as I told you earlier. So now Annelida to Chordata, they have the true coelom. Now, functions of a coelom. It accommodates visceral organs. What is visceral organs? Organs present inside the cavity. And the coelomic fluid reduces friction between visceral organs. The body is so small, all the organ systems are inside. So there has to be something to prevent colliding with each other or creating a friction kind of thing. So to make the existence better, see the coelomic fluid helps in that, reduces the friction. It acts as a shock absorber. Metamerism. Metamerism, it is a phenomenon in which the body or the organ is externally or internally divided into repeated segment, metameres. So that is annelids, that is earthworms, etc., and arthropods. They are all segmented. They have segmented body. And notochord. Notochord, it is a mesodermally derived supporting rod formed on the dorsal, that is the back side. See, if you see, where is the bone, spine bone or bone, where is it located for us? It's on the back side. Okay, that's why it's on the dorsal side during embryonic development in some animals. Animal with the notochord are called chordates, and those without notochord are called non-chordates. Now, kingdom Animalia at a glance. Now, porifera level of organization is cellular, and symmetry is asymmetrical. Germinal layer, no germ layer are there. And then coelom, acoelomate. And cnidaria or chenophora is tissue level organization, and it's diploblastic, that means ectoderm and endoderm is there. Mesoglia is there. And symmetry is radial symmetry and is acoelomate. Platyhelminthes, it exhibits organ and organ system level organization. It's triploblastic, bilateral symmetry, and is acoelomate. Ashwelmenthes, organ system, triploblastic, bilateral symmetry, pseudocoelomate. It does not have an actual coelom, but it looks like a pseudocoelom. It looks like coelom. That's why it's pseudo, false coelomate. Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Hemichordata, Chordata, they are all exhibiting organ system level organization, triploblastic, bilateral, coelomates. True coelom is present. Now we will see all the 11. We will see phylum by phylum, and then we will see what are the characteristic features of these phylum. Now first is porifera. Porifera general characteristics. What these are, I mean, the main first example what comes to you is the sponges. The grades of organization is cellular, symmetry mostly asymmetric, some are radial. Okay, and coelom, acoelomate. It does not have a coelom. And habit and habitat, aquatic, mostly marine, sedentary, solitary or colonial. And digestive system is absent, intracellular digestion inside cells. And respiratory system is absent, circulatory system is absent. See, there is no respiratory system, but how the digestive system, everything operates, it has lot of innumerable spores on the body, pores. Through that, the air and water flows in and out. Okay. And then reproduction is asexual fragmentation and sexual. Hermaphrodite. Hermaphrodite is what? Both male and female sex organs are present in the same individual, same organism. The internal fertilization, development is indirect, that is larval stage is present. Life cycle is there. Okay, unique feature. What is the unique feature? Water canal system. What is the water canal system? That is, you can see the osculum, the opening at the top is osculum, and the water enters through millions of minute pores, that is called ostia. Through the ostia, water enters and exits. All right. And in the body wall into the central cavity, spongiocele, from where it goes out through osculum. Canal system is used for food gathering, gas exchange, and removal of waste. Everything happens through this water canal system. So, what is this? Water, ostia, spongiocele, and osculum on water out. So, this you have to remember. Okay, next. What is the unique feature of this porifera? The spongiocele and canals are lined with conocytes, they are collar cells. Here, see here, it's a collar cell here. See, you can see the diagram? Okay. Body is supported by spicules and spongin fiber. See, can you see body is supported? See, it does not have a coelom, it does not have anything. Won't it get crushed? So, to give a structure and to give a form to it, the spicules and spongin fiber helps. So, these rose color, can you see all these things? These are from all these different shapes. They are all called various spicules, and this one is a spongin fiber. It stays in between and then it gives a form and strength. So these are all some examples of porifera. Now let's see the characters at a glance. Great level of organization, cellular. Symmetry, mostly asymmetric, some are radial. Germinal layer, nothing of that sort is there. And then coelom, it's acoelomate. Habitat, aquatic, and sedentary, and solitary or colonial. And digestive system is absent, intracellular digestion. Respiratory system is absent, circulatory system is absent, reproductive system is asexual, that is fragmentation, or unsexual. That is sexual in the sense it's hermaphrodite. Both the male and female sex organs is present in the same individual. And internal fertilization development is indirect. That is, it has a larval stage. And then unique. What is a unique feature of this phylum? Water canal system. That is millions of ostia. That is a pore, hole, minute hole. And spongiocele and canal are lined with the canocytes. Body is supported by spicules and spongin fibers. That is a unique system. All right, now the next one, Cnidaria. Cnidaria is slightly higher. Grades of organization is tissue. And symmetry is radial. Germ layers are diploblastic, that is, they don't have a mesoderm. Only mesoglia is there. And coelom, acoelomate. Habit and habitat, aquatic, mostly marine. Sessile, or which means free swimming. It can swim everywhere. It can keep swimming to even deeper part of the marine waterfront. Solitary or colonial. Can stay alone or in colony. So digestive system is incomplete. That is intracellular or extracellular digestion. I mean, when we say extracellular, it's not for the same organisms. Some may have intracellular, some may have extracellular. That's what it means. Respiratory system is absent, circulatory system is absent. Now, if you see a hydra, you can see the tentacles and a mouth here. And then a food, some food is there. So the soft tissues digested. The digestive enzyme released from the gland cell. It's, the digestive enzyme is released and the food is digested. The food particle is engulfed in the cells. Then food particle digested in the food vacuole. Okay. And then reproduction. See, first of all, you have to understand there are two different body forms in this phylum. Polyp is one body form and medusa is another body form. When we say polyp and medusa, it means two different body forms. The polyp is the upright position where the tentacles face top, and the medusa is a upside down position where the tentacles face the bottom, like as is here. It's like an inverted cup with the hanging tentacles downwards. So the the animals which has the polyp form of body exhibits reproduces asexually, that is by budding, and those has medusa form, they reproduce sexually. Most are separate sexes. External fertilization development is indirect, that means they have egg, larval or stages, cycle is there. What is a unique feature? Tentacle with cnidoblast, that is with poisonous. They sting. Stinging cells are there. Tentacles are finger-like structures which surround the mouth of coelenterate used for food capture and defense. Cnidoblasts, that is cnidocytes and stinging cells, present on the tentacles and the body with a poison-filled capsule called nematocyst. Cnidoblast is used for anchorage, defense, and to capture prey. A gastrovascular cavity, that is coelenteron, with an opening mouth on hippostome. This is a unique feature of this phyla. See this type, I mean, you can see here the upright position is a polyp and the inverted type is a medusa. I mean, some organism exhibit this and some organism exhibit this as well. Both are in the same phyla. All right. Now this is the hippostome here, and this is the tentacle, mouth, and anus. Both, I mean, they don't have a two openings. Only the same one opening serves as both, and body stalk. And this is the gastrovascular cavity here. This cavity here, and in between, whatever is the yellow color is the mesoglea, and epidermis is the this external part, this one. All right. Now, what is the unique feature? There are two types of body forms in cnidarians. Polyp is a tubular attached asexual form with upwardly directed mouth and tentacles. You can see here both the forms. Medusa is umbrella-like free-swimming sexual form with downwardly directed mouth and tentacles. That is Aurelia jellyfish. They are all in medusa form. And Adamsia, Hydra, they are all in polyp form. Alternation of generation can be seen. That is like when they exhibit the polyp form, they they reproduce asexually, and then when they exhibit the medusa form, they reproduce sexually by sperm and egg and fusion, and zygote is formed and larva is formed, and larva develops into the next new polyp. This is the alternation of generation, that is metagenesis. It is a phenomenon shown by some of the cnidarians in which polyps produce medusae asexually and medusae form the polyps sexually. Obelia. For example, Obelia is the name of the animal. Even what is a unique feature? Corals have skeletons made up of CaCO3, calcium carbonate. Okay. These are some examples: Hydra, Obelia, some Adamsia, all this. Now, characters at a glance. Now, it exhibits grades of organization: tissue, symmetry radial, germinating layers is diploblastic, and coelom is coelomate. Habit and habitat is aquatic, free swimming, solitary or colonial, and digestive system is an incomplete, intracellular or and extracellular digestion. Respiratory system is absent, circulatory system is absent, reproduction. Polyp reproduces asexually and medusa sexually. Most are separate sexes. External fertilization development is indirect. That means directly the adult does not come. It goes through a stages, different stages. Unique feature. What is a unique feature? Tentacles with stereoblasts. And then what is the second one? A gastrovascular cavity. That is coelenteron with an opening mouth and hypostome. Polyp and medusa forms. Some shows alternation of generation. Corals have skeleton CaCO3. Examples: Hydra, Aurelia, Adamsia, Pennatula, Meandrina, and so on. Now, phylums: Ctenophora. Comb jellies are sea walnuts, they say. Okay, grades of organization: tissue grade, symmetry, radial symmetry, germ layer, diploblastic are two germinal layers. Coelom is acoelomate, that is no coelom is present. See in this diagram, can you see the comb plates here with hair-like structure? In the diagram, I mean, you can see there's like a ball. It's a cross section. You're able to see inside, but outer part, can you see hairs like that with cilia? Some projections. Those things act. Help in locomotion. We will see that. Exclusively marine, solitary, and pelagic. Pelagic means they go. They swim and they swim anywhere they want and then stay alone. That's what it means. And digestive system is incomplete, intracellular and extracellular digestion. Respiratory system and circulatory system is absent. And then reproduction, only sexual, hermaphrodite, because both male and female sex organs in the same organism. External fertilization, development is indirect. Because that means what? It goes through larval stage. Unique feature is what? Locomotion is by 8 vertical external rows of ciliated comb. Can you see the ciliated comb-like thing here? That helps in locomotion. Those are called ciliated comb plates, and tentacles are present. And another unique feature is they have the ability to emit light from the body. This phenomenon is called bioluminescence. Now, just a glance. Grades of organization: tissue, symmetry is radial, germinal layers are diploblastic, coelom acoelomate, habit and habitat exclusively marine, solitary and pelagic, digestive system incomplete, intracellular and extracellular digestion, respiratory system and circulatory system absent, reproduction is only sexual, hermaphrodite, external fertilization development is indirect. Unique features is locomotion by 8 vertical external rows of ciliated comb plates, tentacles present, shows bioluminescence. Tenoplano and pleurobrachia. These are some. Now we'll go to the next phylum. Next, we are going to see platyhelminthes, that is flatworms. They exhibit grades of organization, organ and organ system. This tapeworm is parasitic and planaria is free living. Generally, they are called endoparasites. That means they live inside some animal. They exhibit bilateral symmetry, and germinal layers is triploblastic. That means they have ectoderm, mesoderm, and endoderm. Coelom is acoelomate. They don't have a cavity. Body cavity is not present. Habit and habitat is mainly aquatic. Endoparasites, some are free living. So they live in water, and endoparasites means some parasites, they survive inside a host individual or host animal. That's what is endoparasites. Some are free living, they can live outside. Here is tapeworm, liver fluke, planaria. Planaria is free living. Digestive system is incomplete, only a single opening which acts as mouth and anus. The eyes are present here, and branched vascular cavity, pharynx, and mouth and anus is present here. It's for planaria. And respiratory system is absent. Circulatory system is absent. Reproduction, asexual, fragmentation, and sexual. They are hermaphrodite. Internal fertilization, development is indirect. Many larval stages are there. You can see testis and ovary in the same organism in planaria. Ovary, testis, and oviduct. Then genital pores, penis is there. So both the sex organs are present in the same individual. Unique feature is unsegmented dorso-ventrally flattened body, except tapeworms. Because tapeworms are segmented. They have a tapeworm possesses segmented body, but other than tapeworm, most of the individuals are flat, dorso-ventrally flat, unsegmented body. Then unique feature is excretion by flame cells, the protonephridia. This is the excreting pore. Excretory canal is there, and then tubule cells, flame cells here. It excretes through the flame cell. And then another unique feature is hooks and suckers in parasitic forms. All of them are not free living. The parasites will have suckers and hooks to hang on to the or catch hold of the host and suck the food, nutrition from them. Some absorb nutrition from the host through their body surface. Only directly from the body surface they can absorb the nutrition without the suckers. Alright, characters at a glance, organ and organ system, level of organization, bilateral symmetry, triploblastic germinal layer, acoelomate, many aquatic, endoparasites, some are free living, incomplete digestive system, respiratory and circulatory absent, reproduction asexual, fragmentation, sexual, some are hermaphrodite. Internal fertilization and development is indirect, many larval stages. And then unique features is unsegmented dorso-ventrally flattened body except tapeworms. Tapeworms are segmented. Excretion by flame cells, that is protonephridia. Parasites have hooks and suckers. Some absorb nutrition from the host through their body's surface. Next phylum is the Aschelminthes. They are the roundworms. We saw the flatworms. This is roundworms. Grade of organization is organ level. Hookworm, Ascaris. And symmetry is bilateral. Germinal layer is triploblastic. Coelom, pseudocoelomate. That means they have something like a body cavity, but actually it is not body cavity. It is not a coelomate. That's why it's called pseudocoelomate or false coelom. They have a gut, that is endoderm, and pseudocoel here, and muscle. It's lining this pseudocoel, and the internal organs inside. Ectoderm is the outer layer. Habit and habitat, aquatic and terrestrial. Some are terrestrial, some are aquatic. Free living or parasitic in plants and animals. They live in both plants and animals. Digestive system incomplete. It has both mouth and anus. Tubular alimentary canal with a well-developed muscular pharynx. You can see the mouth, then pharynx, intestine, and pseudocoelom in present here, and then goes through the anus. Respiratory and circulatory system is absent. Reproduction. This is dioecious. That means it exhibits different separate sexes. Male worm and female worm, two different forms will be there. Sexual reproduction, internal fertilization, development is direct or indirect. It depends on the individual. The unique feature is body is circular in cross section. Syncytial, that is multinucleated epidermis, thick cuticle. These are some unique features. And an excretory tube to remove body waste through excretory pore. There will be an excretory pore, serves as an anus, and excretory tube, which which uses the anus to excrete the waste. And it shows sexual dimorphism. Sexual dimorphism is not only they are dioecious, but they also exhibit dimorphism. That means the male and female, you can identify between them. Male are smaller and female are longer than male. They are different to look at. All right. Some Aschelminthes examples. Ascaris, hookworms, then filarial worms, roundworms. Now, at a glance, grade level organization, organ system, bilateral, triploblastic, pseudocoelomate, aquatic and terrestrial, free living and parasite. Digestive system is complete. Respiratory and circulatory, absent. Reproduction, dioecious. Sexual reproduction, internal fertilization, development is direct or indirect. Unique feature is syncytial epidermis, thick cuticle, an excretory tube to remove body waste through excretory pore, sexual dimorphism. Now, before we go on to the Annelida, children, are you all following? Are you able to follow? Is this useful to you? Are you able to recollect whatever you read last year? All right. Okay. Good. Now, Annelida, ringed or segmented worms. Grades of organization organ system, and then symmetry is bilateral, germinal layers is triploblastic, coelom is coelomate, and habitat is terrestrial, freshwater or marine, free living or parasite. Digestive system is complete, and respiratory system is cutaneous respiratory. Some have branchial gill respiration. Circulatory type system is closed type. They have blood vessels, heart, everything. Reproduction, sexual, earthworms and leeches are monoecious. They have both. Nereis is dioecious. Development is indirect. Unique feature, segmentation like rings. Longitudinal and circular muscles help in locomotion. And then locomotory organs are setae in earthworm and parapodia in nereis. Excretion by nephridia. Paired ganglia connected by lateral nerves to double ventral nerve cord. Alright, at a glance, we have seen all this. Organ system, bilateral, triploblastic, coelomate, terrestrial, freshwater or marine free-living parasitic animals. Digestive system is complete. Respiratory, cutaneous respiration, branchial respiration. Circulatory system, closed type. Reproduction, sexual, earthworms and leeches are monoecious, and nereis are dioecious. Development is indirect. And unique feature is true segmentation. Longitudinal and circular muscle helps in locomotion. Locomotory sex organs are setae and or parapodia. Excretion by nephridia. Paired ganglia, lateral nerves, double ventral nerve cord. This is the arthropod. Next, we go to the arthropod. That is the phylum that includes 2/3 of all named species. It is throughout the world. It's present throughout the world. I mean, there's no such thing like arthropods. They are from a particular place or anything. I mean, you can find them all over the world. Now, grade level of organization, organ system. Symmetry bilateral, triploblastic, coelomate, and cosmopolitan, that is found all over the world. Complete. What is complete? Digestive system is complete. Has two openings, mouth and anus. Respiratory system is gills, book gills, trachea, book lungs. And then circulatory system is open type. Blood is pumped by heart into the blood cavity. So blood just flows inside the body through the cavity. Reproduction mostly dioecious, usually internal fertilization, mostly oviparous, that is egg laying. Development is direct or indirect. Some will have a larva stage. What is the unique features of this? Jointed appendages. Body has three regions: head, thorax, and abdomen. Body is covered by chitinous cuticle, that is exoskeleton. Excretion by Malpighian tubules. Sensory organs are antenna, compound, and simple eyes. Statocyst, balance organs. These are some examples: spider, scorpion, crab, prawn. You would have seen all these things. You're familiar with all this, isn't it? So now we go to the next phylum. Phylum Mollusca. Phylum Mollusca exhibit organ system level organization, bilateral symmetry, triploblastic, coelomate, aquatic or few terrestrial, like snails. Snails are terrestrial. And digestive system is complete, has two openings, mouth and anus, and gills in aquatic. Respiratory system has gills in aquatic forms, pulmonary sac in terrestrial forms. You can see the gill here and pulmonary sac. Circulatory system is open type. Blood is pumped by heart into the blood body cavity. Dioecious sexes are separate. Oviparous. Egg laying. Development is direct or indirect. Body has head, visceral mass, or visceral hump, and muscular foot. Head has sensory tentacles. Calcareous shell. Unique features is feather-like gills for respiration and excretion. Mantle and radula are seen. Mantle is mantle pelleum, the membrane which covers visceral mass. Space between the hump mantle is called the mantle cavity. Radula, file-like rasping organ present in the mouth of mollusks. It is used for feeding. You can see in this diagram clearly. This is the mantle cavity and anus. This is the gill in the marine animals. And the outer shell, you can see the outer shell hard. Mouth, and here is a radula. Next is the echinodermata. Spiny skinned animals. Grades of organization, organ system. Symmetry is adults radial, larval stage bilateral, triploblastic, true coelom present. Habitat is exclusively marine. You can see it's not terrestrial. Digestive system is complete, ventral mouth and dorsal anus. And respiratory system, dermal branchiae, skin gills or papillae, and tube feet. Circulatory system, open type. Reproduction, dioecious. External fertilization. Development is indirect, ciliated, free swimming larva. They have an endoskeleton of calcareous ossicles, spiny body. Head absent. Water vascular system present. You know water vascular system, right? We saw that. Excretory system absent. Now in this system, water vascular system, sea water enters through a porous plate called madreporite and reaches the radiating canals and tube feet, that is podia. Its functions are locomotion, respiration, capture and transport of food and excretion. Hemichordata. Hemichordata exhibits organ system level, bilateral, triploblastic, coelomate, and then exclusively marine. They look like worms, but they are chordata. Digestive system complete, respiratory through gills, and circulatory system open type. Reproduction dioecious, external fertilization, development is indirect. All right. Worm-like, unique feature is worm-like cylindrical body formed of anterior proboscis, a collar, and a long trunk. Collar bears stomochord, a rudimentary structure similar to notochord. excreted by proboscis gland. Phylum Chordata. Phylum Chordata includes animals with notochord, dorsal tubular nerve cord, and pharyngeal gill slits. Notochord is a flexible rod located in the mid dorsal line, backside, between alimentary canal and nerve cord in the embryo. You can see this nerve cord, and here is the notochord. Now, the difference between phylum chordata versus non-chordata. Chordata, what is the distinguishing feature? Notochord is found in the embryonic stage. Non-chordata, it is absent. Then central nervous system is dorsal and hollow in single. Non-chordata, ventral, solid and double. And then pharyngeal gill slits present. Non-chordata, it is absent. And when ventral heart, that is the heart is situated in the, on the front side. Non-chordata, the heart is present in the back side, that is the dorsal heart, if present. Heart is not present for all the organisms, all the non-chordata. Chordata, a post-anal part, that is tail is present. Here it is absent. You can see here the nerve cord. This is the middle one is a notochord and muscle segments here. And then pharyngeal slits or clefts here. Here will be the mouth front part. And anus is here, and after anus there is some tail-like thing, that is the post-anal tail. Now, subphyla of phylum chordata is subphyla Urochordata, it is tunicata, and subphylum Cephalochordata, and then vertebrata. Now, Urochordata is notochord present only in larval tail. Body is covered by test made up of tunicin, exclusively marine hermaphrodite. Okay, this you can see here. Cephalochordata, notochord from tail, head to tail region, and consistent throughout the life. Fish-like body, exclusively marine, sexes are separate. You can see here, it looks like a fish, but it is not. Alright, now subphylum vertebrata possesses notochord. During the embryonic period, notochord is replaced by a cartilaginous or bony vertebral column. In adult, ventral muscular heart, kidney for excretion, osmoregulation, paired appendages, fins or limbs. Subphylum vertebrata. Now, in this vertebrata, you have jawless and with jaws, agnatha and gathostomata. And in this cyclostomata, this agnatha, it has another class, cyclostomata. And this as superclass Pisces and superclass Tetrapoda, bearing limbs, and Pisces bear fins. Okay, so all this we are going to see separately. Now, subphylum vertebrata, all are ectoparasites on some fishes. Elongated body, without scales, and paired fins. 6 to 15 pairs of gill slits for respiration. Sucking and circular mouth without jaws. Cartilaginous cranium, vertebral column. Circulation is closed type. Marine, but migrate for spawning to fresh water. After spawning, they die. Their larvae, after metamorphosis, return to ocean. You can see the parasites here. They live on fish externally. All the ectoparasites on some fishes. Elongated body without scales and paired fins. 6 to 15 gill slits. You can see here. You can see the gill slits here. They live on some fishes. Alright, superclass Pisces, Bia fins, chondrichthyes and osteichthyes. That is cartilaginous fishes, bony fishes. Superclass Pisces, chondrichthyes is marine, streamlined body, predaceous. Cartilaginous endoskeleton notocard is persistent throughout life. Class osteichthyes, marine, freshwater, streamlined body, bony endoskeleton. Then this one is ventral mouth, powerful jaws, gill slits without operculum, gill covering. And osteichthyes is terminal mouth, 4 pairs of gills with operculum on either side. Skins with placoid scales, teeth or modified placoid scales which are backwardly directed, no air bladder, so they have to swim constantly to avoid sinking. Scales are cycloid, ctenoid, etc. Air bladder for buoyancy. Now we go to the superclass Tetrapoda. Shall we continue? Is it getting late? Shall we continue, children? All right. We will quickly see. The superclass Tetrapoda, they live in aquatic and terrestrial habitat and need water for breeding. Body has head, trunk. Some have tail. Moist skin without scales. Most have 2 pairs of limbs. Tympanum represents ear, 3-chambered heart, 2 auricles and 1 ventricle. Amphibians. Okay. One second. Then Reptalia. You have aves. We will see Mammalia is there. Then Reptalia, dry and conified skin, epidermal scales and scutes. Snakes, lizards shed their scales as skin cast. Limbs 2 pairs if present. Not all of them have limbs. Crawling mode of locomotion. Tympanum represents ears. 3-chambered heart. Heart is flow-chambered in crocodile. Poikilo terms. Well-developed alimentary canal, respiration by lungs. Internal fertilization, oviporous, development is direct. Reptilia, examples are there. Tortoise, lizard, snakes, crocodile. Aves, presence of feathers and beak. Forelimbs are modified into wings. Dry skin without glands except the oil gland at the base of tail. Hind limbs have scales and are modified for walking, swimming, and collapsing. Three branches. Long, hollow, pneumatic bones. Tympanum represent ears. Four-chambered heart. Warm-blooded animals. Digestive tract has additional chambers, the crop and gizzard. Double respiration, air sacs connected to lungs. Internal fertilization, oviporous. Development is direct. Then mammalia. Presence of mammary gland, that is milk producing gland, skin with hair, two pairs of limbs for walking, running, climbing, burrowing, swimming or flying. External ear, pinnae, four-chambered heart. Homeotherms. Well-developed alimentary canal. Dentition is heterodont, ecodont, and diphyodont. Respiration by lungs. Sexes are separate. Internal fertilization, viviparous. Development is direct. So with this, we complete this unit. Now, I don't know, many of you have left, maybe it's late, but whoever is present, was it useful? We just summarized and glanced because it's a very big chapter. Children, this is only for summarizing what we did. We can't do the chapter all over again. But if you have any questions or any part of it you don't have proper understanding, you can tell me. I can take that part. Otherwise, we are done with this unit. We'll be doing the questions.
No doubt for me, ma'am.
Okay, very good, ma'am. So next week you want to do the questions, or shall we move on to the next unit? Revision. All right, then shall we move on to the next unit? Question. Okay. All right. So next week we will have a quick test. All right. Okay, children. See you next week. Come prepared. Just go through the unit and come prepared.
Thank you, madam.